Alright, welcome back. Episode number 5, Series 5, Part 5, whatever you want. Hopefully, maybe final, depends how long this goes, we'll see. Plan for today is this little episode, we're going to teach you the window first. The window first, didn't get to name that unfortunately. The second one we're going to teach is the duck dive.
Which we did name.
To get to name that.
He named it.
And then we're going to teach you how you can just kind of spice it up a little bit with a double spin into a dip or a double spin into a coat hanger dip if you've watched the other, the second episode. And then we're just going to show you how you can combine some moves, like go from different moves to the other moves. And then we've got time, we may do a free dance or we may make another episode of free dance. I'm not sure yet, we'll see.
We'll see.
I'll see how it's going. Alright. Number 1 is the window. So, if you watched Series 4, Part 4, we did a bunch of moves where either the left hand was on top when you're crossed over, or the right hand was on top when you're crossed over. So for this, you need the left hand on top, right? And previously, we did the step where we went over, came over me, walked round into the spin, we called it the roundhouse, into the cheeky shoulder. So, this time, again, right hand on the bottom, left hand on top, and you're going to do a double spin, or we're going to pull with this bottom hand again, and you're going to get the girl to do a double spin. But guys, with the hands, you're basically just holding them flat like this, and she's spinning around your hands. You can't actually grip the hands and hold on, because the second spin won't work, okay? Like, we're all going to end up tangled, okay? So basically, after the first one, you're lifting your hands up, letting them spin, right, and then keeping them up there, and that will signal to the girl that you want her to do another spin. Then you're going to end up in this position here, which is a little window where you are looking at each other, okay, and your hand is going through there, okay? So, little window box like this. No, I don't think that helps. Little window box, so you're looking at each other, and your hand's going through, okay? From this position, what the guys, actually, let's go facing this way. What the guy's going to do is basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to take both hands, put them up, right, and put them over me, right? So now we're in, and the girl's going to walk around. So now we're in this position, okay? So that's pretty simple. It just kind of happened naturally, right? Then I'm going to take this hand here, right, and I'm going to pull her across one another step, and then spin her round, right, which was like the roundhouse into the cheeky shoulder and back out. Okay, so that's like I guess it's another version of the cheeky shoulder, isn't it? So you come in round once, round twice into this. You can actually walk around like this for a little bit. Don't do it too long, otherwise people
This is your only move.
Yeah, don't get stuck here. Okay, and then the boy lifting their arms up, over, and stepping across. The girl's coming in line with, right? Then pulling with this right hand, spinning round, putting it on their shoulder, stepping out. Okay, so let's just do that a little bit faster. So again, to get into that move, around, I want her left hand, I want her left hand on top, spin once, spin twice, walking round, show you backwards, I come over, and spin her. So a lot of the time, I'm not actually moving too much in that move, and that's because like when you're dancing, guys, like it's not made for you. Basically, your job's to make the girl look good, so she should be doing spins around you, okay? So, alright, let's do it again. So I come round, spin, spin, walk for a bit, step over, spin round, back off. And then you can just go into your normal dancing or back into the closed position if you want. Okay, so that was called the window. Now the duck dive, as I said, I named it myself, quite funny, don't know how I came up with it. Well, I do know, I'll show you in a sec. So, how do we start it? Okay, so this time you're going to do a spin like you're going to do a dip in episode 2, where you lift this hand up and spin it around into here, right? But instead of going for a dip where you lean back and she dips, right, you're going to pull straight on this hand, right? But when you pull, you want to pull it out and then down, okay? Not hard. So I'm going to pull on it, lift this one up, right? And then I'm going to push this down, tell her I want to keep spinning by spinning her on this hand, right? And guide this hand up under her back, right? So she's in this hammerlock position, and I've got this hand here, right? And then you can walk around like this. It's really nice. You can look at each other, right? And then once you're probably going to do one spin. One spin's enough, but I'll show you. Basically, then what you're going to do is you're going to lift up this hand, right? Pull yourself back under, and now you're in this hammerlock position, okay? Well, so are they, I guess, too. Right? And then how you get out of it, and this is where the move gets its name, the duck dive. Guys, you're going to bend down, right? and you're going to waddle through, right, and then come back up, and then spin her around, okay, and you're back to this position. All right, you don't actually waddle through that fast. I'll show you what it looks like.
The waddle is a little bit
Excessive.
That's personal choice whether you want to do that one or not.
All right, so you're spinning in, spinning out, keeping this hand down, walking round, right, and then guys lifting this arm up, stepping through, right, walking around again, and then basically you're coming up underneath and then spinning that. Okay, so this time we'll do it really fast. In, out, down, around, stepping through, stepping under, spinning out. Back in that position. Okay, that's called the duck dive and the window. 2 new moves. We went pretty quick through those because we've got a lot to get through this video, so if you need to, just go back slow, watch what we do with each hand and what we're doing. As I said, guys, don't hold on to the hands, you're just kind of letting it spin. Okay, next part was
double spin into the
double spin. Okay, so a really cool way that you can jazz up your dance style like super fast is with the double spin. Okay, so at any point when the girl's going to do a single spin, so I can put her on my shoulder, round, right, and here she could just do a single spin, right? But if you turn that into a double spin, right, that looks a lot cooler. So out, spin once, spin twice, right? And so that's like a quick way to do that. You can also turn that into a dip. Okay, so she does one spin, she does the second spin, right? You keep spinning a little bit further, you put her hand on her shoulder. Again, this is like a coat hanger dip, coming round and dipping down this way. Okay, so really easy just to, like at any point. Like usually it's after your spin, but it could be, you know, you could spin her out once, and then you could do a double, like anytime you're doing that spin back into you. And so the way you're doing it, for the guys leading this is actually the hand action is really important. So the girl is going to use your motion of your hand to spin, basically, okay? So you're spinning up around her head, creating like a halo around her head. Now right now, as you can see, I'm actually not holding her. Basically, I've just got my fingers in her palm, and she's kind of holding on when she wants to and letting go when she wants to, okay? But I've just got my hands like that, right? And then I'm just doing a halo around her head, halo around her head, halo around her head, and basically you can keep going for a long time, okay? If you've got any more than 2 or 3, they're not really going to enjoy it, and like especially if they've been drinking, and like, you know, sometimes it can cause issues. But so that's really important for that guy just to get that push, that momentum, and around her head. As I said, it's about head height, and I'm just spinning around her head. She's holding on, and she's using that to spin around, okay? So that's really cool. Let's just show you quickly how it works. So spin out, spin it back in, 1, 2, 3, into a dip, okay? So that's just a really cool way. At any point you can do that, and yeah.
It's also real good and dramatic to do a double spin and then the dip at the end of the song.
If you can
Sometimes
time
it's hard to time. But
if you can time it. If you know the song. Okay, so now that's kind of like all the moves. I just now we wanted to show you some ways that you can join the moves together. Okay, so instead of doing one move like this or something, and and then every time coming back to this closed position, you want to get to a point where that's fine. If you ever can't think what to do, there's no shame in going back to that
whenever
closed.
I lead, I cannot think of what to do next.
Yeah, so there's no shame in going to this closed position until you know what to do. And don't leave it until you've got like a set of moves. But what you should start doing is start joining some, right? So you go down, out, around, back down, right? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross her hand over, ask for this hand straight away, and we're going to go into our double salsa spin. Right, back down, dip down, back up, and then I'm going to spin it straight out. We could do a double here, go round, and now we're in this position. Okay, so from here, just say I grab the hands for a, which one do I want? So I want this one. Just say I grab the hands for a double salsa spin, right, where the left hand's on the bottom. Right, if I spin her around once, now, right, all of a sudden, my right hand's on the bottom, right, which is what we need to do the roundhouse into the cheeky shoulder, right? So what you could do, we work here, you could spin her around once, you could spin around once, spin her around once, right? But now instead of going into the rest of the double salsa, spin her around and put her on your shoulder, walk her around, whoop, got hit in the head, down, right? Grab her hand, straight into this, right? I'm going to grab her by the wrist, up, down, around, dip, back out, right, back under, Okay, so and basically you can go from this position to, actually this is another good one. Whoa, I love this one.
Whoa.
All right, stop it. Over, right, down, arms to the hand, right? Now you're in the cross position, right? So usually you'd go under, like that, right? That's the move, whatever, right? But, right, instead of doing that, you could get her to do a spin first, spin back, and then you could go under, right? So adding an extra spin in. Or you can get her to do a spin back, put her on your shoulder. All right, so basically, like from this position, you don't have to stick with those moves. You can, do any of these combinations now, and that's how you're going to start kind of improving your game. All right, and then straight into it again. Right, and I'm going to go under this time. Spin her around. Right. Whoa! Stop. Into the lead. You know what I mean? So this is why it's important for the girl not to guess what you're going to do, because like you are leading. So there's just a few little examples. There's just a few little examples in how you can kind of,
Mix it up.
Mix it up and go into different moves. Like I said, if you ever need to, go back to that closed position. But I guess you want to try and stay out of the closed position for as long as we can. All right, we're going to put a song on now. If you've done watching us, that's cool. I don't blame you. I was done a long time ago. But yeah, we're just going to put some music on so we can dance to some music and you can watch, how we put different moves together. Hit it. Okay. All right, so most dance gigs start off slow. When you dance in music, okay? And then once you got a feel for it, you get into it.
I wanna move to the rhythm of your heartbeat, lose myself tonight. Baby, you bring me to my feet the minute you walk by. With your red lips, white teeth, shaking them hips and skinny blue jeans. Can't help but hum along, your freedom gets me high. And we can dance like no one else is watching. Take my hand and put it on your heart. Sing out loud, 'cause no one gets me rocking like you. You're my anthem. You're my anthem. You're my anthem. I wanna see those fireworks lighting up your eyes. I wanna know your melody and get it memorized. You're my chorus, you're my verse, pledge allegiance every word. Turn it up and turn me on, now baby don't be shy. And we can dance like no one else is watching. Take my hand and put it on your heart. Sing out loud, 'cause no one gets me rocking like you. You're my anthem. You're my anthem. You're my anthem. I just wanna sing you all night long. Take me till the early light of dawn. I just wanna sing you all night long. Take me till the early light of dawn. And we can dance like no one else is watching. Take my hand and put it on your heart. Sing out loud, 'cause no one gets me rocking like you. You're my anthem.